So this is how I performed at the Welsh Nationals 2026. I've thought about making videos for a while about table tennis, and sort of a bit pointless really, because the standard is not particularly interesting, but I noticed that I really enjoy watching how other people do at tournaments, other people who make videos like this, and especially actually when they're not elite players, so it's a bit more relatable. And so yeah, in this first match in the group stage, I'm playing a guy that I've never played before, and I felt like we were both slightly nervous and also slightly morning-y. I think both of us are careful-ish players, and maybe used to being the one that kind of waits for the other person to make a mistake. So we were, I think, both a little bit nervy by the other person's steadiness. And both of us struggled quite a lot with each other's serves, interestingly. Whereas usually I'm fairly comfortable reading people's serves, but and it was the same serve as well. Don't know if my backhand had woken up yet at this point. Yeah, quite nervy, quite safe, both of us. Good example of what I need to improve about movement. I'll often break down on the third, fourth or fifth attack, which I think main two things I need to do is shorten my stroke and basically be ready, quicker, move better. Yeah, very similar standard players. I feel like me and this guy, both a little bit wary of making unforced errors, but making them anyway. Yeah, very close match too. Just squeaked past him. So happy with that. And a friend of mine who I also haven't played before, the only time I've ever played him, a long pimples player. So yeah, I remember my brain melting a few times in this match. he's really good at using distance. Like he'll shoot quite a fast one long and then just bip at the next one just over the net, which is kind of quite off-putting. He's very experienced as well. Yeah, it was a strange match. I think playing this time in the morning, I think certainly I was not quite finding my game, and I've got a feeling it was the same for some, for these first two matches as well for the others. Starting a little bit to find the feeling against long pimples at this point. The spin coming back the opposite way to what your muscle memory is used to is quite a fun challenge. And good backhands. That's good. So I had no idea what to expect in this tournament. I really had no expectations and had never played these first two guys before and didn't know how I would match up against them. That's a good rally. Sometimes I don't manage to get out of the group even, so it's kind of like even a win or two at a national tournament I'm quite happy with, really. Yeah, so somehow managed to come back from 2-0 down, very close again there. And then here's Callum, Wales #1. I think 9-time consecutive Welsh champion, which is amazing achievement. I've played Callum once before this, and it's really, really fun to just get to see where you're at and how bad you are, basically. It's just so simple for him. Doesn't need to leave first gear, really. And he's just toying with me. It's difficult to put your finger on what the difference is between a player of Callum's standard versus a player of my standard. I think it's like 100 different things are different, and at least in my experience when I play someone like Callum, it's not just the difference in standard that is evident, but it's more than that. It's somehow that you don't even feel like you know how to play table tennis anymore. You just don't have the time you're used to having, you don't have the opportunities you're used to having, and that's even with Callum not really needing to play at all properly. A lovely backhand. learn a lot from every game really, but yeah, especially when I have the opportunity to play someone like this. There's just no hope whatsoever, but other than, enjoying it. It's he was being very nice to me as well. Both times I played him, he's a really, really, really nice guy, and kind of giving me the odd opportunity to have a rally with him. Whereas, if he was playing properly, I don't know how many rallies there would have been really. It's interesting from his perspective. He also has to consider his energy for the day, because he's entering several categories, and he needs to still be fresh by the time he gets to the final, which he expects to do every year really. I'm just falling for every trick he's firing at me. What are you supposed to do against that? The advice I got from Jonathan behind the stand there was to keep it off his forehand, and also to keep it off his backhand. Yeah, look at that, lovely. One good shot at least. I was quite happy though with how I was returning his serves, like not too terribly. I think it was quite a big improvement from the first time I played him, or at least he has to, play 2 or 3 shots often. I think often when I've played the top 5, top 10 in Wales, I'm kind of surprised by how fooled I am by the deceptive serves, whereas usually I'm quite comfortable with that part of the game, at least relative to my standard. And I thought it was over already at that point. Felt like it. It just looks like I'm like half a second off the pace often, and that's even the case when I'm playing people my own standard. One of the things I thought with this was living in a rural area where there's currently no one around that I can get some coaching from. I thought I might get some feedback from people watching a video like this, and so any feedback welcome. Basically, I think what my hobby really is like table tennis, but trying to improve in table tennis is really what I find fun. I think that's what it all boils down to for me. Like, I do love competing and etc., but the main thing that I really enjoy is just seeing the progress over time come slowly, and work on things that that's kind of the main things that I need to improve. Beautiful back end. So I was delighted to go through to the second round. So I could easily have lost either or both of the first two matches. So this guy's a nice player, number 4 in Wales in under-19s, and he's kind of a classic example of a player who I'll tend to lose to, and this match is a good one for me to like watch back and learn from, because this tends to be players who can continue top spinning 4, 5, 6 times even if I'm blocking and moving them around, and this player can do that, as you can see here, and I struggle against players like that because I'm quite comfortable blocking, but if they can carry on 4, 5, 6 times, then I tend to lose to players at that level. And the same vice versa, if they're good at blocking and I'm breaking down on the second, third or fourth top spin of my own, then I'll usually lose to a player like that. So that's kind of the main thing I'm wanting to work on, is block with a little bit more intent, and also to be able to continue top spinning myself without breaking down, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, as opposed to 2, 3 or 4 times, which is where I tend to be now in a match situation. And again, I think it's mainly it's a nice backhand. Mainly a swing that's too long, especially on the forehand, and movement, being ready for the next ball. That's the main two things I'm trying to work on at the moment. 1-0 up though, but I feel, I'm kind of efforting uphill to get these points. I feel that it's really his to lose, is the sense I got from his standard. It's also the first time I played this guy. That's a nice shot. It's a slightly unusual style he has, but he's quite comfortable in a quick rally, which I'm not sure if I can say that about myself. Quite nice rally. Yeah, look at that. 5, 6 attacks in a row. It's difficult for me to keep up with someone who can play like that. Yeah, good. One all. Another good lesson I always take from playing players like this is I realise there's no way to win playing carefully, playing passively. So it's kind of good because it forces me out of my shell and forces me to play my game rather than be careful. He just never misses. You just feel like surely he's going to miss soon and he just doesn't. Close. Two one to him. And thanks to all the players for these matches, and also for the permission to use the footage. So I've deliberately not put any names in, just to be respectful of people's privacy. Right. I do struggle with high balls on my backhand. I have a tendency to try and top spin them, whereas I think I should just punch them, really. Yeah, that's it. 3-1 loss and out of the tournament. It was good though. Really enjoyed it.